Lot is portrayed as a historical figure who lived during the time of Abraham, around the early 2nd millennium B.C.E. He's primarily mentioned in the book of Genesis, and his life's events are studied and analyzed by witnesses as part of their biblical education and understanding of God's dealings with faithful individuals. As a nephew of Abraham, Lot was closely associated with this significant patriarch of Israel and, for a time, benefited spiritually and materially from being in Abraham's orbit of faith and obedience to Jehovah. From the start, witnesses note that Lot's life took a pivotal turn when he and Abraham both prospered in livestock and wealth while dwelling in the land of Canaan. Because their herdsmen quarreled over grazing land, Abraham graciously offered Lot the first choice of territory to settle in. Lot selected the well-watered and fertile plains of the Jordan, eventually pitching his tents near the city of Sodom. Witnesses often highlight this decision as an example of a choice driven more by material considerations than spiritual priorities. While the scriptures do not indicate that Lot's initial intention was spiritually negligent, the fact remains that he settled near cities known for their moral corruption, most notably Sodom and Gomorrah. This sets the stage for some of the key lessons witnesses draw from Lot's experiences. Sodom and Gomorrah were notoriously wicked cities, and Lot eventually integrated himself into life there. He was found sitting in the city's gate, possibly indicating some level of community involvement. Despite living among the immoral population, the Bible presents Lot as a righteous man. Jehovah's Witnesses point to the Apostle Peter's words in 2 Peter chapter 2 verses 7, 8, which depict Lot as a man deeply troubled by the lawless deeds he witnessed every day. To Jehovah's Witnesses, this underscores an important principle. One can maintain a measure of righteousness, troubled at heart by surrounding wickedness, even if circumstances are less than ideal. They also emphasize, however, that God's faithful servants should be vigilant about where they choose to live and with whom they associate, striving to ensure their environment supports their spiritual health. The most dramatic and well-known episode of Lot's life, as understood by witnesses, is the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah. Jehovah decided to bring an end to those cities because of their rampant immorality. Before executing judgment, he sent angelic messengers to warn Lot. According to JW.org's commentary, this event highlights divine mercy. Jehovah gave Lot and his family time and clear instructions to flee. Lot's somewhat hesitant response stands as a powerful lesson in obedience and urgency. Even though he had seen the corruption, he lingered, prompting the angels to take him and his family by the hand and lead them out. Jehovah's Witnesses draw from this the importance of obeying Jehovah's instructions without delay, especially when moral and spiritual survival is at stake. Lot's wife famously looked back as they fled, disobeying the angel's strict command not to do so. She was turned into a pillar of salt. Witnesses frequently reference Jesus' words at Luke chapter 17 verse 32, "Remember the wife of Lot," as a warning for modern-day Christians. From their perspective, Lot's wife serves as a cautionary example of a divided heart, someone who physically left the condemned city but emotionally remained attached to its comforts or lifestyle. Jehovah's Witnesses teach that this tragic outcome underscores the seriousness with which believers must resist longing for corrupt conditions that Jehovah has judged unacceptable. Faith requires not only recognizing danger but fully separating oneself from it, in mind and heart, and striving to remain focused on Jehovah's direction. Another noteworthy aspect of Lot's life, as related by Jehovah's Witnesses, is what happened after Sodom's destruction. Lot and his 2 daughters escaped to a cave in the mountainous region. His daughters, fearing that they were now isolated without prospects for marriage and children, made the misguided decision to intoxicate their father and have children through him. These unions produced the forefathers of the Moabites and Ammonites. Witnesses acknowledge this as a difficult and sobering part of the historical account. They use it to illustrate how even fundamentally decent individuals can find themselves in complicated and morally challenging situations, especially after periods of severe trauma or isolation. The narrative encourages witnesses to carefully consider the consequences of hasty decisions and the value of remaining close to God's guidance, trusting that He will provide proper solutions rather than taking dubious, short-sighted actions. Lot himself is not portrayed as a patriarch of faith at the same stature as Abraham, nor is he singled out as a founder of a great nation devoted to Jehovah's worship. Still, Jehovah's Witnesses admire Lot's fundamental qualities of righteousness and his anguish over the immoral environment he found himself in. They view the divine rescue of Lot as an example of Jehovah's discerning mercy. He saw something worthwhile in Lot. For witnesses, it reassures them that Jehovah understands the human heart. He knows who truly wants to do his will and will act to preserve those who remain loyal and distressed by wrongdoing. Lot's salvation stands as a testament to divine deliverance and the value of moral integrity, even in dire circumstances. In modern application, Jehovah's Witnesses often encourage fellow believers to remember Lot, as well as his family, and to glean lessons from their experiences. For instance, when faced with daily moral challenges, witnesses aim to retain their integrity and avoid becoming numb to societal wrongdoing. And responsive to divine direction today. Please share and like and please subscribe.